today, but she says hello. I'd like to thank all the hardworking county employees that are here, the representatives from the Knoxville Police Department and from the Knoxville Sheriff Office. You guys have got a good one there. I'd also like to thank all the volunteers and people who helped me throughout my campaign. They did the heavy lifting, and I love you guys. And of course, I'd like to thank my family. Frankly, they thought I was crazy, but they supported me throughout this entire endeavor. And of course, my mom and dad, I'm very pleased that they're here. They made the journey down from Missouri. Mom and dad taught me that if I worked hard, I could be anything that I wanted. I don't know exactly if they had politics in mind, so don't blame them, but as Merle Haggard used to sing, Mama tried. After studying leadership, I believe that one of the secrets to effective leadership is surrounding yourself with competent people who are talented and smart and share your vision. I'd like to introduce the people who will make me look good over the next 4 years, as well as do great things for Knox County. My senior staff, my chief of staff, Brian Hare, my communications director, Rob Link, and my finance director, who I'm very proud to keep on, Chris Caldwell. A mayor's #1 priority is jobs, in my opinion. Knox County is blessed to be positioned between two world-class research and development organizations and institutions, the University of Tennessee as well as Oak Ridge National Laboratory. There are some great things happening here. Did you guys know that Knox County is home to the world's first 3D printed car? Yep. That's not in Silicon Valley. That's happening here in Hardin Valley, which is amazing. I believe that we can leverage those assets, R&L and UT, to become a global player in the advanced manufacturing, advanced materials, research and development, and advanced energy sectors. But it's not only these sectors which are important. Knox County is home to some large companies that are household names, as well as some small businesses that will be household names someday. We must maintain a business-friendly environment and one that is conducive to small business as well as entrepreneurship, which is the backbone of America. Knox County is known as the gateway to the Smokies, but we have some pretty amazing tourist attractions in our own right. I look forward to the day when Knox County is known not only as the gateway to the Smokies, but a tourist destination in itself. That doesn't mean that we need to go into competition with our neighbors, but rather we can complement them. An arrangement which is good for everybody. As a region, East Tennessee has unlimited economic potential. I look forward to working with our neighbors and neighboring counties to make that potential a reality. But if we are to fulfill that potential, we must have a world-class workforce, which means we must have a great education system. And we have great educators here in Knox County. Wonderful teachers, tremendous administrators, and they have my full support. Over the course of the next 4 years, beginning next week, I will visit every school in Knox County. And I plan on being personally involved in anti-bullying and literacy programs. I can tell you, after speaking with other elected officials and decision makers, that everyone now understands the importance of career and technical education, and there are a lot of resources that are going to flow into that area. So I have created a new position to take advantage of this sea change that we're about to see. An education liaison whose job is to work with the schools, the private schools, the homeschoolers, technical colleges, adult education, everyone that has anything to do with education in Knox County, and the private sector as well, in order to make sure that we are ahead of the curve when it comes to career and technical education, and that our students have the tools necessary to excel in whatever area they choose. This position is not meant to supplant the relationship between the mayor's office, the school board, and the superintendent. I understand that it's a very important relationship and one that must be maintained. Rather, it is to deepen and strengthen that relationship. And folks, if you think Tim Burchett is a fiscal conservative, you ain't seen nothing yet. Understands the fact that I would increase the size of government in any way and increase government spending in any way shows my commitment to the educators of Knox County and education in Knox County. If you look at history, every generation is defined by the challenges that it overcomes. The greatest generation fought fascism in Europe. My dad, who's here, and my father-in-law and their generation fought communism in the jungles of Vietnam. While it may not be as existential or dramatic a threat, the drug and opioid epidemic is nevertheless extremely profound. Nearly every day in Knox County, someone will die from a drug overdose. Our jails are bursting at the seams, and most of the crimes are somehow related to drugs. I talk all the time with firms and companies that will hire virtually anyone if they can pass a drug test. We have to do something. So I am very proud to announce here today that along with Mayor O'Hara, I will be hosting a community summit on October 18th called Knox United, a Mayor's Call to Action. We will be inviting government officials, law enforcement, private sector, and our foundations and nonprofits to not only discuss the drug epidemic, but with the help of the Metropolitan Drug Coalition, Karen Pershing and her folks, to suggest and recommend tangible steps that we can implement to begin turning the tide in this battle. One of the things that has always impressed me about Mayor Burchett is his commitment to our seniors and to our veterans. I am honored to continue that commitment throughout my administration. Knox County is a wonderfully diverse community. And as our county moves forward, we must ensure that no one is left behind. Therefore, I have created another position, which again is very difficult for me to do, but I think it's very important. This position is the Diversity Development Manager, whose job is to work with minority firms, firms owned by women, and by veterans, to make sure that they are taking advantage of opportunities to do business with the county through our procurement office. Work with the Chamber of Commerce and other economic development organizations to make sure that these businesses have the tools to succeed, as well as working with our schools and the private sector to make sure that students in inner schools and at-risk schools have opportunities in the career and technical education sector. Last weekend, I came to the city county building long after hours. I had to move some things up to the 6th floor. I was sitting in the dark, reflecting, looking out over the river, watching traffic cross the Henry Street Bridge. And it dawned on me that people down there driving their cars across the bridge, just going about their business, they're the people that make this community great. It's not the politicians. It's not government. It's them. What makes Knox County great is its people. And I believe that all of us working together, whether we're Republicans or Democrats, whether you live in Farragut, East Knoxville, Halls, South Knoxville, Corrington, Carter, Mechanicsville, anywhere else across the county, all of us working together can make Knox County the best place that it can possibly be. Knox County, it's time to get out there and kick some butt. So let's do it. Thank you.